The Greek Orthodox Church of Alexandria, also known as the Patriarchate of Alexandria and All Africa, is an autocephalous Byzantine Rite jurisdiction of the Eastern Orthodox Church, having the African continent as its canonical territory. It is commonly called the Greek Orthodox Patriarchate of Alexandria to distinguish it from the non-Chalcedonian Coptic Orthodox Patriarchate of Alexandria. Members of the Greek Orthodox Patriarchate were once known as Melkites, because they remained in communion with the Ecumenical Patriarchate of Constantinople after the schism that followed the Council of Chalcedon in 451. Leader of the Church. The Greek Orthodox Church of Alexandria head bishop is the Pope and Patriarch of Alexandria and All Africa. His full title is, His Most Divine Beatitude the Pope and Patriarch of the Great City of Alexandria, Libya, Pentapolis, Ethiopia, all the land of Egypt, and all Africa, Father of Fathers, Shepherd of Shepherds, Prelate of Prelates, 13th of the Apostles, and Judge of the Ecumena. Like the Coptic Orthodox Pope of Alexandria and the Coptic Catholic Patriarch of Alexandria, he claims to have succeeded the Apostle Mark the Evangelist in the office of Bishop of Alexandria, who founded the Church in the 1st century, and therefore marks the beginning of Christianity in Africa. It is one of the 5 ancient patriarchates of the early Church called the Pentarchy. History. The history of the Patriarchate of Alexandria includes some of the greatest and most renowned fathers of the Church, especially the histories of Athanasius and Cyril, who were patriarchs of Alexandria at the ecumenical councils of Nicaea and Ephesus respectively. In the schism that was created by the political and Christological controversies at the Council of Chalcedon in 451, the Church of Alexandria split in two. The majority of the native population followed the non-Chalcedonian side and became known as the Coptic Orthodox Church of Alexandria. A small portion of the Church of Alexandria followed Chalcedonian Christology, and this became known as the Greek Orthodox Church of Alexandria, since it used Greek as its liturgical language. Politically, the Greek Orthodox believers were loyal to the Eastern Roman Emperor. They remained in communion with the Ecumenical Patriarchate of Constantinople. After the Arab conquest of North Africa in the 7th century, which permanently separated the region from the Byzantine Empire, the Greek Orthodox became an isolated minority in the region, even among Christians, and the Church has remained small for centuries. New growth. Diaspora growth in the 19th century. In the 19th century, Orthodoxy in Africa began to grow again. One thing that changed this in the 19th century was the Orthodox diaspora. People from Greece, Syria and Lebanon, in particular, went to different parts of Africa, and some established Orthodox churches. For a while there was some confusion, especially outside Egypt. As happened in other places, Orthodox immigrants would establish an ethnic community, which would try to provide a church, school, sporting and cultural associations. They would try to get a priest for the community in the place they had emigrated from, and there was some confusion about which bishops were responsible for these priests. Eventually, in the 1920s it was agreed that all Orthodox churches in Africa would be under the jurisdiction of the Patriarchate of Alexandria, and so Africa has managed to avoid the jurisdictional confusion that has prevailed in places like America and Australia. Mission growth in the 20th century in Africa south of the Sahara. Most of the growth in Christianity began as a result of mission initiatives by Western Christians, Roman Catholic, Protestant and especially in the 20th century adherents to Western origin Christian bodies that do not fit into this old dichotomy. These Western-initiated churches were, however, very often tied to Western culture. The Greek missions to African outposts followed Greek-speaking settlers, as with the missions to America and Australia, and still provide cultural links to Greece and the Greek Patriarchy in Egypt. African-initiated churches interested in the various forms of orthodoxy but finding it difficult to make contact with historic Orthodoxy in the parts of Africa where they lived, sought further afield. In the 1920s, some of them made contact with the so-called African Orthodox Church in the USA, notably Daniel William Alexander in South Africa, and Reuben Spartus Mukasa in Uganda. In the 1930s, Daniel William Alexander visited first Uganda, and later Kenya. Spartus, however, also made contact with Fr. Nicodemus Sarakas, a missionary priest in Tanganyika, and through him made contact with the Greek Patriarch of Alexandria. In 1946, the African Orthodox groups in Kenya and Uganda were received into the Greek Orthodox Patriarchate of Alexandria. In the 1950s, however, the Orthodox Church in Kenya suffered severe repression at the hands of the British colonial authorities during the Mau Mau uprising. Most of the clergy were put in concentration camps, and churches and schools were closed. Only the cathedral in Nairobi remained open. Archbishop Makarios III of Cyprus preached an anti-colonialist sermon at the cathedral on his way home from exile, and this led to friendship between him and the leader of the anti-colonial struggle in Kenya, Jomo Kenyatta. After Kenya became independent in 1963, the situation eased, and the Greek-speaking Church of Cyprus helped to get the presence of the Greek Orthodox Church in Kenya once more, building a seminary and sending missionary teachers. The Church today. In recent years, a considerable missionary effort was enacted by Pope Petros VII. During his 7 years as Patriarch, he worked tirelessly to spread a Chalcedonian form of Orthodox Christian faith in Arab nations and throughout Africa, raising up native clergy and encouraging the use of local languages in the liturgical life of the Church. Particularly sensitive to the nature of Christian expansion into Muslim countries, he worked to promote mutual understanding and respect between Orthodox Christians and Muslims. His efforts were ended as the result of a helicopter crash on September 11, 2004, in the Aegean Sea near Greece, killing him and several other clergy, including Bishop Nectarios of Madagascar, another bishop with a profound missionary vision. Today, some 300,000 Eastern Orthodox Christians constitute the Patriarchate of Alexandria in Egypt, the highest number since the Roman Empire. The current primate of the Greek Church of Alexandria is Theodorus II, Pope and Patriarch of Alexandria and all Africa. Administrative structures and hierarchy. Archdioceses: Holy Archdiocese of Accra with jurisdiction over Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Gambia, Ghana, Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, and Mali. Holy Archdiocese of Alexandria in Egypt. Holy Archdiocese of Axum in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, with jurisdiction over the Horn of Africa. Holy Archdiocese of Cape Town with jurisdiction over the South African provinces of the Eastern, Northern, and Western Cape, KwaZulu-Natal, and Free State as well as Lesotho, Namibia, and Swaziland. Holy Archdiocese of Carthage and Tunis with jurisdiction over Algeria, Mauritania, Morocco, and Tunisia. Holy Archdiocese of Harare with jurisdiction over Angola and Zimbabwe. Holy Archdiocese of Hermopolis in Tanta with jurisdiction over the Arabic-speaking Orthodox Christians of Egypt. Holy Archdiocese of Iranopolis in Dar es Salaam with jurisdiction over eastern Tanzania and the Seychelles. Holy Archdiocese of Johannesburg and Pretoria with jurisdiction over northeastern South Africa. Holy Archdiocese of Kampala with jurisdiction over Uganda. Holy Archdiocese of Khartoum with jurisdiction over North Sudan and South Sudan. Holy Archdiocese of Kinshasa with jurisdiction over the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Holy Archdiocese of Lagos with jurisdiction over Nigeria, Niger, Benin and Togo. Holy Archdiocese of Leontopolis in Ismailia with jurisdiction over northeastern Egypt. Holy Archdiocese of Lusaka with jurisdiction over Malawi and Zambia. Holy Archdiocese of Memphis in Heliopolis, Egypt. Holy Archdiocese of Mwanza, with jurisdiction over western Tanzania. Holy Archdiocese of Nairobi, with jurisdiction over Kenya. Holy Archdiocese of Pelusium in Port Said, Egypt. Holy Archdiocese of Ptolemais in Cairo, with jurisdiction over Upper Egypt. Holy Archdiocese of Tripoli, with jurisdiction over Libya. Holy Archdiocese of Antananarivo, with jurisdiction over the Comoros, Madagascar, Mayotte, Mauritius, and Arequipa Union. Dioceses: Holy Diocese of Brazzaville, with jurisdiction over the Congo. Holy Diocese of Burundi and Rwanda. Holy Diocese of Freetown, with jurisdiction over Sierra Leone. Holy Diocese of Gaborone, with jurisdiction over Botswana. Holy Diocese of Kolwezi, with jurisdiction over Katanga Province in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Holy Diocese of Maputo, with jurisdiction over Mozambique. Bibliography. Hayes, Stephen. Orthodox Mission in Tropical Africa. Missionalia 24. 383-398.